Xbox and PlayStation fanboys are absolutely freaking delusional. So, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I want to talk about the console wars and how thankful I am that they are freaking over, done, finished. Nothing, like there's really no reason to buy a PlayStation or an Xbox anymore. So, I don't think either platform won at the end. I mean, obviously the PlayStation 5 is still selling more consoles. That's just because this is the generation that they started putting their games on PC, but they're going to have a mass exodus just like Xbox did after the 360 generation when they started putting their games over onto PC. So, let's talk about this. Let's break this down. Let's dive into this and see this look at this from a different perspective, you know, from a console gamer that went to the PC platform, and life is better. Life is significantly better over here. Right now, we have PlayStation in first place, selling more consoles and bringing out somewhat exclusive games, you know, at the moment, forcing their customer base to buy those games on a PlayStation 5 and play them before they get the opportunity to buy them on PC a year, 2 years later down the road. That, to me, my friends, is probably the worst thing PlayStation has ever done in terms of, first of all, selling out their fan base, then trying to trick their fan base into still buying those games on the PlayStation 5 platform before eventually putting out a significantly superior version of those games later down the road, and then having people not buy as many copies on the PC as they would have. That's dumb. That's hurting their bottom line, and it is just delaying the inevitable of making the PlayStation 5 platform absolutely useless when it comes to the fanboys, because that's who this affects the most, is the fanboys. When Xbox launched all their games on PC, what happened? You had people like Crap Gamer and MBG crying and going over to the other side because that's their identity. The plastic box is their identity, so they switched sides and went over to PlayStation, and now PlayStation's doing the same thing. So now those fanboys are in turmoil right now. You see them crying on stream and Twitter all the time, but now you actually have the Xbox fanboys over on Twitter freaking out because Xbox is eventually going to be putting all of their games on the PlayStation platform too. You can't make this stuff up, guys. Neither one of these companies are our friends. Neither one of these companies are worthy of your unfettered and unfettered loyalty to either one of them. Like none of these freaking companies are worth your loyalty. I mean, look at every video game that we love and care about. Look at all of the freaking the developers and publishers that have literally been driving our favorite franchises through the mud with this SBI and all of this other stuff that they've been doing to our games for the last few years. Like look what they're doing, man. Look at what they're doing to that. You really think that these guys deserve our loyalty anymore? I don't. And frankly, I am very happy that this stupid console war is over. Like, I am. It is in a sense of the console war, because the console war, let me explain this. Let me break this down. The console war is literally fanboy versus fanboy that go at each other and always have to throw something in each other's face, and they just make gaming complete, like it's complete garbage. Like, I really do. I don't like it. I never have liked it. I've always just tried to be, you know, honest on this channel and be like, look guys, I prefer the Xbox platform. If I did not have a PC right now, today, I would still prefer the Xbox platform over the PlayStation platform. Like, I just do. I mean, Xbox for me is just better in terms of like the platform. Is the Xbox Series X better than a PS5? No, they're about the same. They're literally about the same. The PlayStation's got, like PlayStation always has, they've always had their little proprietary thing, you know, their checkerbirds or something. They've always had some sort of one-up-ish thing, they've always had something, you know, like they get a little bit sharper visuals, whereas the Xbox looks a little bit softer. I like the softer look, so that doesn't bother me. Some people like that sharper, crisper, cleaner look on certain things, and PlayStation's able to do that. They have something in the geometry engine in the PS5 that makes that possible. I knew it immediately. Like when I turned on my PS5 and I was looking at games, I was like, gosh, man, these things look like really crisp. But then I would look at, you know, like the same game over on the Xbox and I'd be like, gosh, I like the way that looks better. It looks cleaner. I can look at that and play that a lot better than I can play the other one. It just, to me, looked more, I don't know, and this is definitely a preference thing. I can look at the same game and, you know, the one running on the Xbox, and to me that looks better than the one running on the PlayStation. I think that I honestly do believe that is a pretty subjective thing, you know. I mean, PlayStation did put more R&D into bringing out ray-traced games, and it shows. It really does show. Most of the stuff that PlayStation's brought out, at least the Insomniac stuff, I don't really think we've seen a whole lot of ray tracing from any other PlayStation first party. I mean, gosh, yeah, Horizon doesn't have it. Returnal doesn't have it on the PlayStation. It does on PC. What else? Gran Turismo does have it, but I don't know if I would necessarily say that's a super good implementation on the PlayStation 5. I mean, you don't basically get it in racing or anything else, but you do get it in like the showroom, stuff like that. So I mean, it does. It has it. So I'm not gonna bash it too much, but it seems like everything else pretty much from Insomniac. Insomniac has literally been holding up the PlayStation 5 since the launch, and you know, Xbox. I mean, if you really look at it in terms of output between the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, and you know, you want to rate that, which one is better? Obviously, Xbox is the better choice. Like, it's the better value. You don't have to pay $70 for games. You just play them on Game Pass. There's a much better value over on the Xbox side of things, and you've gotten a much wider diversity of games over on the Xbox platform versus, you know, pretty much the same rubber stamped freaking games that you would have been getting from your PlayStation 4, just upgraded for, you know, the PlayStation 4 Pro Super that is the PlayStation 5. And to be fair, Xbox Series X is just an upgraded Xbox One X. They really are. I mean, if you really want to get technical, when they launched, they were pretty much, you know, in between, you know, the 2060 Super, 2070 Supers, and basically they were mid-range last-gen PCs, and that's fine. But now we're already 3000 series. We're already 4000 series. The PCs, and those came out as mid-range. So now your PC tech is already significantly better, and then the end of this year, it's going to get even farther ahead. And we're not talking like little gaps. We're talking this is starting to feel pretty freaking massive. When your GPUs now are like 60 freaking teraflops versus the 12 that those were, and going even higher, just this is getting ridiculous, my friends. It is getting pretty ridiculous. You're gonna see a lot more, and I've already seen a lot. Like I'm not here to rain on anybody's little console parade. Like I'm not, dude. But in terms of, like, I am kind of happy to see these fanboys. Like, I am kind of happy to see these fanboys losing their shit over these consoles, bro. Like, PlayStation games going to PC, Xbox games going to freaking to PlayStation. it's kind of hilarious. It's almost like freaking poetic justice that these guys are starting to suffer from this. I mean, I've seen one of them over there on freaking. You got like what is it, Puerto Rock over there freaking out, probably going over to Nintendo because he just can't handle the fact that his games are going to freaking PC. So you got Puerto Rock going over to freaking Nintendo, and then you got Kid Smooth just being like, well, I don't even care about video games anymore. It's like, well, maybe you should change your hobby, bro. The console wars are dead. Maybe you should try gaming instead. That's my advice to him, man. The console wars are trash. I get that they drive clicks and they're there to do whatever, but the console wars are over. Like literally, PlayStation and Xbox are failing miserably to grow the console freaking ecosystem. Neither one of them have grown the stagnant console freaking generation for a long time. And then you got Nintendo just doing what Nintendo does, bringing out handhelds now because that's what they've always been good at. And now you got PC handhelds that are going to compete and pull market share away from Nintendo as well. So, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, the future is probably going to be PC. Like, literally, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are entry-level PCs. They are literally entry-level PCs. The only thing that separates them from a ROG Ally is the damn operating system, period. Like, you could literally run the ROG Ally software on either one of those, and they would literally be entry-level PCs. You could run PC games on them and everything. That is literally the only thing keeping them from having an open platform like the ROG Ally. Hold on a minute. That's the only thing keeping like your Series X or your PlayStation 5 in a console in the console world and not being full-on entry-level PCs. That's it. I do see a shift. The console market is not growing, but they need to find a way to bridge the gap to get you to leave your console and move over to PC so that they can just make money and build video games for you. And to be honest, guys, that's probably the best way. If you've got Xbox and PlayStation creating games on the PC, bringing that AAA budget funding to PC, that just means gaming gets better for everybody, because then everybody gets to finally utilize the power of their hardware. I've went back, guys, and I've looked at some of these games, and it's just a chain of progression from like the console over to PC. You know, like things pretty much stay stagnant across like the console generation versus the PC generation. But if you look at an engine like Unreal Engine 5 on the consoles and they're barely sputtering to put it out, and then you look at that same game over on the PC, dude, and you're like, oh my gosh, man, it's not even freaking close. And you can get an incredible experience at a mid-range. And you got to look at it like that. Like, look, man, at the beginning of this console generation, you bought a mid-range PC. Well, you've been 2 generations now. It's time to upgrade to a 50 series mid-range or the new freaking AMD's 8800 mid-range. It's a couple years, 4 years. Get used to the 4-year upgrade cycle, or you're just going to keep buying freaking PlayStation and Xbox next-gen or mid-gen console refresh cycles or whatever. You're going to spend a little bit more money, but dang, dude, it's going to be a lot easier to keep upgrading and getting better and better and better than it is with a console. I get it. But my console, I can play it on my TV. You can play a PC on your TV. But Frog, you don't understand. It's plug and play, Frog. PC's pretty plug and play too, man. It's really not that much harder. It's really not that much harder. I mean, yeah, there's a few more steps in setting things up, but it's really not that much harder. It really isn't. I mean, even like updates and stuff that everybody seems to complain about. Bro, you just turn off your PC and it updates. Or you restart it and it updates. Or you got to download a driver for something, or you download an update like you do on your video games, man. Like, I'm so glad this freaking stupid console war is coming to an end. I really am, man. Like, it's been the bane of like Yeah, dude, it's been probably the worst part of this channel since I started it. To be completely honest with you guys, I came out spouting simple truths. Hey, man, I like my Xbox experience better than the PlayStation. I think PlayStation's overhyped. I think they're overcharging us. And instead of like other gamers on PlayStation, you know, rallying behind me and being like, yeah, man, PlayStation, why are you guys doing this? Why are you raising the price? Why are you guys being stupid? They chose to console war fight with me. And that's fine, man, because I've been standing my ground against the PlayStation because they are number one, because they are the market leader. I've been standing my ground against PlayStation, demanding better, and guess what? Everybody just thinks I'm a console warrior. The truth is, dude, I could care less. I play games just fine on a PlayStation, I play games just fine on an Xbox, and I play them just fine on a PC now. It's always been about the video games with this channel, always. It's never been about really the plastic boxes. But when somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, Frog, man, you know, what's going to be a better deal for me? I'm usually like, dude, I think the Xbox is a better deal. The Xbox is a better deal. You get Game Pass. Game Pass is freaking awesome. And in turn, like, you'll have plenty of stuff to play and you won't care. Like, you'll have enough games to play, man. Like you will. On the PlayStation side, that's going to be very, very costly. And the only reason that I've even like entertained or cared about like the whole cost thing is because our economy, man, like all the world economy is like falling apart, man. Inflation is getting pretty bad. So you're just out there wasting valuable money, spending all that $70 on these games that are literally going to be $30 to $15 within 6 months. Might as well just play them day one on Game Pass. Seriously, save yourself some money, man. Like, don't buy them. Me, personally, I like to own games, and you might like to own games too, and they're not a problem for you to buy. But for everybody else, I think Game Pass is awesome. Sorry, guys, I like to drink my coffee, and I am, man. I'm really excited to see this console war finally come to an end. It's been so trash, so annoying. And it was getting me pretty riled up during the beginning of this channel. So I was like, gosh dang, dude, like, it's so nice to see this end. If you're an Xbot or you're a pony, sorry, man, you're gonna have to find a new hobby. I suggest gaming. Seriously, just play your video games. Give up on your identity. I know that your identity as a warrior for whatever platform, your little console platform is probably like your whole identity, but you can transition right into gaming and make that your identity, and you'll be awesome, man. That'll be awesome. Just drink a Bud Light. Just get a Bud Light. It helps with transitions. You'll be able to transition from being a freaking from a console warrior to a gamer. You won't even skip a beat. If you won't even skip a beat, man, it'll be great. So if you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.